Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now the middle of September of 2022, and not only are we getting closer to shows out there like Star Wars Andor and Tales of the Jedi, but we are also just a couple of months out from finally being able to see The Mandalorian Season 3, and of course other shows surrounding 2023 that's really going to be a big deal for the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very much intrigued about has all to do with what Favreau and Filoni are currently planning for the new Star Wars material that's coming, of course, out bit by bit, a lot of which will be released in 2023. That's going to reset a lot of the Disney Star Wars canon and how it's going to reshape how we view a lot of the sequel trilogy-oriented characters. Now, there's a lot at hand here and a lot of things currently in the works by Favreau and Filoni to really make sure that things are really going to progress in a very positive sense and not in a negative way. So, given that Kathleen Kennedy is strictly and only working on Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte, everything else is looking brighter and is showing a light at the end of the tunnel for the fandom and the Star Wars community as a whole. Now, with that being said, what's really exciting has a lot to do with the fact of what they are currently planning with the character of Rey for new Star Wars material, be it of course TV shows, books, novels, and comics, etc., that's really going to change the character in a different light. Now, we already talked about how they are changing her overall identity and her bloodline when it comes to Star Wars, but new, of course, details arising from all of this that really enhances everything, of course, coming into fruition. Now, given that Favreau and Filoni are currently very busy with the new Star Wars TV shows that are currently being developed by Disney and Lucasfilm, they are getting ready to make big announcements at Celebration next year for the Star Wars community. Now, it's described, however, that recently many changes are happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, and especially for the character of Rey in the Star Wars universe. Favreau and Filoni are currently canonizing some big things for Rey to be used in future Star Wars TV shows that will become official during the end of 2023. Now, further, it's described that Favreau and Filoni are preparing to make Rey a Kenobi and her backstory being related to them, and an origin, of course, in the form of a flashback for one of the upcoming live-action Star Wars series, as well as a brand new book that's currently in the works that will be published in 2024. Now, it's described that this mystery live-action show will be announced at Celebration that will take place in the Kenobi series era and will serve as a spin-off of the Kenobi series that will focus on the Jedi that have gone through the path, which was hinted at in Kenobi Episode 3. Now, let me just stop right here for a second in case you guys are a little confused about what the path really is. You guys may recall that in, of course, Episode 3, we got to learn a lot about that, of how Quinlan Vos actually passed through the path and many other Jedi. Basically, this mystery series that John and Dave are creating is going to be a mini-series spin-off of the Kenobi TV show that's going to focus on the Jedi that actually were affiliated with the path and went through that, and how they were actually able to really make a lot of accomplishments across the galaxy. We're going to be learning about that in 2023 at Celebration, because Disney really wants to begin to expand different eras. You got the Mandoverse, now you're getting the Kenobiverse, and you got the Old Republic that's currently in the early development phase. I mean, a lot of eras are really coming out of this. So with that being said, what's really even all the more exciting on top of this as well is that Favreau and Filoni are working around the clock to make things right when it comes to Rey Kenobi and the overall concept of all of that. This is something, by the way, that was supposed to happen by J.J. Abrams. He wanted to make her into a Kenobi to really kind of lend a lot of credit to what was done in The Force Awakens. Because in The Force Awakens, you had that vision, right? Where Rey actually hears Kenobi reaching out to her, telling her, Rey, these are your first steps. And JJ wanted to really make that make a lot of sense in Episode 9, but Kathleen Kennedy wasn't having it. She felt that by making Rey a Palpatine would be the best way to justify herself being so overpowered. Moving forward from all of this, alright, now Jon and Dave are preparing to make a canon that Rey's mother was actually the daughter of Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother, and is going to go under the name of Miramur Solana Kenobi. This character's story will be told in a very unique way by Favreau and Filoni, and will also feature a flashback story of Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother that is about to become canon in the Star Wars universe. Now, additionally, Favreau and Filoni are about to give Rey a complete redesign for future Star Wars shows that take place after the events of Episode 9, to give Rey a fresh start and to give fans their version of Rey holding the Kenobi and Palpatine bloodline. The Kenobi family is going to be thoroughly told in future shows and books in order to make it very familiar with the fandom that will eventually reset the Rey character and add a brand new layer to herself. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. The thing about this too that I think a lot of fans are very much on edge about is whether or not this is going to be a waste of time by Favreau and Filoni. Now, I stand by my belief that this is a good thing as long as it's executed well and it's taken care of carefully and respectfully. As long as they can stick to that, I think that this will be a very entertaining change in the Star Wars lore. Now, like I said the other day, is it really necessary? Maybe not, but it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be fun for the fans, and it may even improve the character quite a bit. The fact that we are going to be getting Jon and Dave's treatment of Rey and how she's going to be in not just live action and animated material, but also in books, and how Jon and Dave are going to be telling some of the authors on what to do in the future novels and the comics and the books, etc. That really is going to change and reshape the character of Rey for sure. Now, with that being said, we already know that the whole Rey Kenobi concept is moving forward. There's a lot of things happening with that, and they want to make sure that this is all going to be done in a very realistic way. They want to find ways that are really going to work, that are really going to pretty much resonate with fans, right? They want to get the fans talking about this for years upon years. If you guys go ahead and look at the sequel trilogy, I mean, we're not really talking about how great or how shocking it was that Rey was a Palpatine. It really felt very flat, it felt very predictable, and this was something that was to be expected based on what she was, of course, hinting at, Kathleen Kennedy speaking, what Kathleen Kennedy was hinting at before Episode 9 even dropped, where she was stating that Rey's backstory will be told in Episode 9 and how it's going to have a big thing to do with Palpatine. She kind of indirectly confirmed it. So when you look at everything related to this in that sense, you know, Jon and Dave want to make things more interesting. They want to add more of a fun value to the character of Rey, and I think that this is a great way. You know, you saw that in The Force Awakens there were two big hints of her being a Kenobi. You know, when she told the Stormtrooper to let go of the restraints and leave the door open with the Jedi mind trick, and when you had the Force flashback, or the Force vision, I should say, where Kenobi's reaching out to her. So, overall, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.